everyone, we're going to be talking more about the possible severe weather outbreak for tomorrow into Thursday. But before we could get into this video, if you're new to the channel, I would ask you to subscribe and make sure to share this video with any friends or family that might be interested in watching daily weather forecasts. But anyways, let's get right into this video. So right now we're looking at my forecast for Wednesday. I've issued a pretty much this is an enhanced risk for severe weather. This is pretty much the Storm Prediction Center's outlook. It is a bit different than the actual Storm Prediction Center's outlook, but I have issued this enhanced risk for severe weather, which is in the purple or pinkish color. I've extended it a little bit. The Storm Prediction Center's is kind of about. We're gonna look at the actual Storm Prediction Center's outlook here in a minute, but this is my actual outlook. We also do have that slight risk of severe weather, which is in the darker red color. It's also including Oklahoma City, Dallas, Kansas City, Wichita. That's pretty much including all of those cities there. That's a slight risk for severe weather. You'll see the marginal risk for severe weather, which is in the normal red color. It's a more isolated severe thunderstorm risk. We still do have a good risk for those severe thunderstorms. Now we can actually look at the actual Storm Prediction Center outlook for Wednesday. Alright, so right now we're looking at the Storm Prediction Center's outlook for tomorrow. Of course, I've said they have an enhanced risk for severe weather, which is in the orange color there. That's not including Oklahoma City, but definitely it is including some decent towns in there. Definitely is including Alice, Oklahoma there. That's pretty much the southwestern part of Oklahoma and kind of the northern part of Texas there. So that's an enhanced risk of severe weather. That's pretty much the main risk, where the severe weather is gonna be. You got also the slight risk of severe weather, which is in the yellow color. That's where you have a good risk for the severe weather, and the marginal risk of severe weather, which is in the darker green color. You also do have the isolated severe thunderstorm risk, not as big as the slight risk and the enhanced risk, but you still do have that risk for those severe thunderstorms. Then you have your general thunderstorm risk area, which is in the light green. Not too much to worry about there, but just some general thunderstorm development is possible within that area. Here's the tornado risk here. You do have a 5% risk of tornadoes so far within that brown shaded area. So you definitely have to watch out for every severe weather hazard for Wednesday, especially the hail and wind risk there. Tornado risk is not very high since the shear levels are pretty low with this system, but definitely you're going to see some very large hail within the storms. Also, that 2% risk of tornadoes within the green shaded area. Here's the hail risk, and there's a significant risk for hail so far within this hatched area there. So we have a significant risk for hail up to 2 inches and plus diameter sized hail within that hatched area, up to golf ball sized hail within the yellow shaded area, and up to quarter sized hail within the green shaded area there. The wind risk here, you've got a 30% chance of winds here up to around 70 or 80 miles per hour gusts within these storms within that red shaded area, up to 60 mile per hour gusts within the storms in the yellow shaded area, and 2% risk of, or I should say, the about 40 mile per hour gusts within the green shaded area. Of course, not all these storms that are in the red and yellow shaded area are not going to have 60 to 80 mile per hour gusts. Not all of them are going to have that, but of course you do have that risk up to those gusts there. You're going to look at the actual models, including the ingredients that we're going to need for the severe weather outbreak and the simulated future radar here. Alright, so we're looking at the actual future radar. The blues are pretty much equal to those green colors. So the blues are light rain, yellows are around pretty decent rain, and the orange and reds are heavy rain there. This is around today. The early morning hours. You're gonna see some storms moving throughout around the Austin area of Texas there, and then that's moving out about a northeasterly direction. That'll weaken very fast. You're going to see some isolated severe thunderstorms overnight around the Kansas and Oklahoma border, and that's going to keep on moving eastward, weaken very fast. You're getting into around tomorrow now, and you're starting to see these storms develop in the late evening hours around the Oklahoma and Texas border there. That's going to move eastward. These are the main severe storms that we're expecting. Very large hail, tornadoes, and some very damaging winds are possible with that. That keeps moving northeasterly, about a northeasterly direction. Springfield, Missouri is definitely going to get pretty hard hit. You can see that cell down there. Some pretty heavy rain. Definitely a good supercell is going to be hitting there. And then rounds and rounds of rain are coming for parts of Missouri, Illinois, and even Indiana. That's your first round of some thunderstorms and rain around the overnight hours, around the midday hours of May 14th. And then you're getting into late afternoon hours of May 14th, and you're still seeing those rounds just keep on coming in. You're going to see a couple inches up to around 5 inches of rainfall. And then the third round just comes in just like that. You're going to have up to 4 rounds of rainfall. And then the severe storms for May 14th move in. Around that type of area, you do have a possibility of those severe storms there. But we're going to look at a more advanced type of model here. We're going to look at the severe weather ingredients. So this is pretty much the energy what we're about to look at right now, and this is available energy that's within the atmosphere here. We're moving into around tomorrow here, around the midday hours. Look how much energy is in the air right now. Up to 5,000 joules per kilogram, which is a bunch of energy. It's going to prompt these hail threats within those storms, especially within that type of area there. That also dips a little bit northward up to 5,000 joules per kilogram, which is a bunch of energy that these storms are going to take from it, and it's just going to really just prompt this very large hail threat. And then that definitely weakens a lot, dissipates a lot around the overnight hours of tomorrow. Then you get into around tomorrow midday. Look how much energy again, up to 5,000 joules per kilogram again for pretty much this whole area. Another round of severe weather for Thursday. Now you're moving in to around the overnight hours of tomorrow, and still that available energy. Definitely these storms are going to stay overnight here. Definitely calms down a little bit, and then you get into Friday even. Definitely a lot of energy here, up to 5,000 joules per kilogram, which is a lot of energy within the atmosphere here. You can look at the bulk shear here, which is kind of the wind within the atmosphere. We definitely need a lot of shear for these tornadoes. And you can move into here. We definitely do have some pockets of shear within there around the Oklahoma and Kansas border over here. Definitely could see some possible tornadoes within if any storms hit that pocket of shear there. And getting into tomorrow, and still some pockets of shear within there. Definitely could see some possible tornadoes, but not a lot of shear, so definitely you're not going to see a bunch of tornadoes. This is not going to be anything like a tornado outbreak, but definitely possible. A severe weather outbreak is possible within this. Definitely some pockets of shear within there. Definitely could see some tornadoes if those storms hit that type of area. Those move eastward, and there's a little bit of a tornado risk for around Thursday into Friday for around the Illinois area. So definitely have to watch out for some tornadoes over there. Also, there's a decent amount of shear Then of course not a lot of shear, so you're not going to see a lot of tornadoes, but possible 1 or 3 tornadoes are possible within that. Here's the supercell composite, and this is pretty much showing you the risk of supercells within area, and definitely a big risk for supercells to develop within that area right there. Around up to 30% of supercells possible around that type of area, around the southwestern part of Oklahoma. Then you move into around May 14th, definitely a good risk for supercells within there, and also for May 15th, also do have a good supercell risk for May 15th. And if you did enjoy this video, I would ask you to subscribe to the channel if you are interested in watching daily weather forecasts, and make sure to share this video with any friends or family. But anyways, stay safe.